first time speaking to a dietitian all my life as an old man. What is a dietitian and what do you do as a dietitian?
A dietitian is a healthcare professional who understands food and also how the body works. So we advise people on how to eat healthy to maintain a healthy body, but also if you have diabetes, if you have high blood pressure, if you are cancer, if you're running a marathon, if you have a child who has diarrhea, what foods are good for the body and which ones are not good for the body. But we also work in hospital, like in ICU. If you can't eat, we put a tube in your nose to your stomach, we put a drip here and we feed you. So it's a wide range of things that you can do with nutrition.
I know South Africans and diet, something else. Everyone is just obese. I'm sure you meet a lot of them. So normally what do you advise your clients or your patients? Do you maybe probably give them a whip or something? I know South Africans can be very stubborn, especially in terms of food. What do you do or how do you advise them to eat more healthy?
I don't think it's only South Africans who are stubborn on food. I mean,
so it's an international...
Food is a way to say I love you. Your grandmother, you know, the one thing you remember about your grandmother was the sempen beans and you know, khemere. You're thinking, if you're going to a wedding in Botswana, like in Botswana, if there's no sorghum and choto, we're going to fight. So it's everybody's involved in food. So I think it's a gentler way to say, let's go back to the basics. Let's eat food that is as close to nature as possible. Let's reduce the sugar. Let's make sure that there is fiber. Let's eat vegetables. Let's eat beans and lentils. So that we also eat meat. We love meat in South Africa, but meat shouldn't be big. You know, it should be the size of your palm of your hand. It's not an everyday thing. So it's about those little things that we all know. For me, as people are eating, they know what to eat. I think my job mostly is to reconfigure the plate, to say this is the amount of pap, you know, this is eat mabele, this is you need to eat more cabbage and muro for that mabele. You know, meat is not every day. Can we eat beans? We also eat eggs. You know, going back to the basics, I like traditional food, so I specialize in traditional foods, because the reason is that a lot of my patients will be 35 years old with diabetes and high blood pressure and high cholesterol and overweight, but he will say to me, but my grandmother and my uncle and they don't have the disease. The reason our older people, still you have your grandmother who's 70 years old, who's healthy, who's still working in the home and cleaning and doesn't have diabetes and high blood pressure, is because they still eat close to nature and culture as possible. When we leave the rural areas, we come to Johannesburg and we want to now be eating the fried things and sparge and that, and we forgot where we come from. But this is food of our culture. This is food that our genes understand. So by moving away from what our body needs and what we used to, then you end up getting sick. So I love saying, can we go back? Can we just a little bit, even if you're going to eat pasta or you're going to eat pizza, can it be a small portion? So it's like you're losing who you are.
And you know what's the worst thing? This food is also termed as the better food.
Yes.
And it's so much processed and it's not good for your body.
That's the thing with South Africans. We have good things. Like for me, the first time I met, what do you call it? Moringa.
Yeah.
And Waya-Waya. I was in London.
Is it?
Yeah, because this is the foods that the world knows about sorghum, which is indigenous to Africa, but we look at it as brown pap of Pretoria. The world knows about moringa and Waya-Waya and a variety of foods and nuts that we have, but they are grown and they are flown all over, all over the world, and you find them in house shops and people think that they own them. South Africans tend to be ashamed of who we are until somebody comes and appreciate us, then we say, oh, but we always we aspire to be somebody else, which is killing us.
It's true. And I love that. And one thing that I want you to do as well right now is for you to debunk these health myths. Some of them would be because you have a big boned thing or you are a chubby person, you must be the happiest person, and us that have a smaller body, there must be something seriously wrong with you. So for you, the happiness is in your body. I want you to debunk that thing. Is a big body a good thing to have or not?
Generally, it's not a good thing to have. We understand genetics, like you are very tall, I'm very short. I wish I could gain 10 centimeters, but it's not happening. There are people who are, it's not a big bone. The bones are the same. It's just that they just have a
More
little
fat.
bit more fat and more muscle, and it's genetics. But the bigger you are, especially when you have weight around here, whatever you're grabbing is fat. The issue is that the heart, the kidneys, your reproductive organs, and the liver they're covered in this thickness of fat. They're not able to breathe and move. This is where diabetes and high blood pressure and cholesterol come from. So even if you are big, the stomach needs to be flat. But it also doesn't mean that being thin is healthy, because you still see very thin people having a stroke.
Yes,
It's
true.
about the amount of fat that the body is carrying and where the fat is placed. You don't want, even if you're thin, you don't want fat around here. You want flat stomach, six pack. And the thing is, culturally, like if you get married in South Africa and you are thin, they will say the in-laws are not taking care of you.
Not being fat.
You know, in Sesotho they will say, so if you're thin, what are we gonna sell? Here of Western African countries where if you are skinny like me, they take you to a fat camp so that they can pay some.
Give you more
we have
fat.
that cultural things, but it comes with a limit. If at home you are thin and suddenly I become big, it means something is wrong in my body. You can be big but healthy.
Ooh, they're telling me something
But a lot of
else.
people are the fat around
stomach
here.
area.
It's the calves and the bum, you know.
Yeah, my friend has a big tummy. He says it's very terrible for him as far as the spinal cord. So it's like he's carrying he's forever pregnant. That's what he said to describe it. So even when he walks as if he's pregnant. I know that's
because
bad.
the muscles are connected. So the muscles run around
So
here.
the impact.
So the body goes where there's more weight. It goes forward. What happens?
Oh.
Back pain.
Now this is a technical question, linking it to what we are here for. So I've been asking this question. I think you are the only person that is more professional or even qualified to answer. This is the question. Let's tell us the nitty-gritty about how are you going to to use and turn the spent grain from your brewing process into higher fiber and higher energy. How do they do it from your perspective as a dietitian? That process.
Because I was saying to one of the ladies from Castle that I've been wondering what are you doing with this byproduct, because it's very nutritious. It's high in protein and fiber and vitamins and minerals, and they say it was used as a cattle feed or animal feed.
Okay.
So we like Ellen was saying, we're feeding our animals better than we are feeding ourselves.
So pigs are eating better than us?
No, animals in South Africa eat better than most.
In fact, you can even tell by seeing their body.
Yeah, they're fresh.
They are very fresh.
And they look happy than us.
Obvious.
So by taking a portion, like about 10% of that, and they add it to other ingredients like when you're making bread from home with wheat flour, they're making the bread, and the bread is packed with nutritional components like fiber. Fiber is important. It's the roughage that it helps with constipation. It helps with because we know that if you don't eat a lot of enough fiber in the body, you have more bad bacteria. The more bad bacteria you have, this way you have issues of diabetes. They are the root. Whatever happens in your stomach, it's a root cause of many conditions. Even your depression, it contributes to depression. Your energy level, your concentration in school, how you're able to be productive throughout the day. You tend to be tired throughout the day. So it's a big contribution to one's meal. So if you can create products that have proteins, have good fiber in them, have nutrients, you're making sure that even if I have bread and peanut butter in the morning, then it's substantially healthy meal that is going to sustain me throughout the day and fuel me that I'm not hungry and I dip throughout the day. And if you eat and the food doesn't last, you tend to eat more. It costs money, but it does cost money. So whatever that I eat needs to sustain for the next 24 hours. But it also then contributes to obesity.
I see. And normally we believe that the size of the food, that's what matters, not the nutrition.
The nutrition of the food.
I would literally finish a loaf without being full. So I've noticed with these other breads, there's
Yeah.
something that is seriously lacking. But
If
with
it's
this
more
particular
fiber.
one, oh yeah.
The people will say, if it has more fiber, people will say, oh, I was drinking water. I ate at 1 and it's 5 o'clock and I don't. But if it doesn't have fiber, you eat at 1, at 2 o'clock,
Now
you
you're
already
hungry.
are hungry.
Yeah.
Crossed.
Oh, I love it. So
And if you are at work, sorry, will the boss give you another lunchtime?
no, obvious.
Then where's the concentration?
It's gonna affect you. So how is this bread completely different from these other breads?
It compares to breads that are high in fiber.
Oh, so fiber is very important.
Very fiber is very. The reason we're saying eat more fruits, eat more vegetables, eat beans, eat whole grain is because we are after fiber.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. Now you're educating me. So for people that want to know more from you, where can we get hold of you?
On Instagram,
Okay.
Mpho Tshukudu _
Okay, so like that, there's nothing underscore what
It's
and
underscore at the end.
oh,
So Mpho
because
even if you say Mpho Tshukudu dietitian, you will find me.
and then other social platforms,
I only like Instagram.
Instagram, that's where you're at.
Yes.
I love it. No, thank you very much. You've been a great help and a very insightful person.